Everyone has a story to tell, and everyone should tell it. After all, our entire perception of the world is based on the stories we've been told about the past, or the stories that we live out each day. Now, if you think about it, the life you're living right now is your story, or can inspire a story you can tell. I'm encouraging you to tell it. The world is going to thank you for it, whether it be now or in the future. At least once a day I get a message from somebody saying they want to become an author but don't know where to start, or don't have the motivation to finish a story they started. I think what the majority of people don't realize is that all it takes is figuring out what the moral of your story is. The moral is the lesson or message you want for your reader to understand by the time they finish reading your story. Now, first I want to get something straight. There's no number of book sales that will officially make you an author. There's no agent or big publisher that's going to make you an author either. Forget these factors because they're out of your control. The moment your pen touches the page, the moment your finger taps the key, that's when you become the author. The defining moment is when your story begins. And there are going to be times when you're tempted to quit because you're not getting the results you see other authors getting. You're going to be swayed by external factors, book sales, followers, likes, reviews, but all of that is irrelevant and doesn't dictate your writing success. All that matters is that your writing is true to the emotions you're expressing and your reader has something to gain. When you write, you're pouring your emotions into characters, settings, and an overall plot that make up the moral of your story. Now, this moral, or lesson you want your reader to learn, should be the sole reason for your book's existence. I promise you, if you understand what it is you want your reader to learn from your story while you write it, you'll find all the inspiration you need to finish your book. Now, I've experienced this firsthand. I've written and self-published 2 books in only 2 years because I would continuously remind myself of what I wanted my reader to understand, what I wanted my reader to learn from my characters and my plot. For example, my first book is about an up-and-coming nightclub promoter who's exposed to this dark side of the Hollywood party scene, but that's not the moral of the story. The moral of my first book is to warn young adults about the dangers of using party culture to cope with trauma. I wanted my reader to learn that substance abuse and party culture are things young adults should not succumb to. My second book is about 2 songwriters who fall in love through the songs they write together, but that's not the moral of the story. The moral of my second book is to teach my reader to embrace the unknown and to take a chance on themselves. I wanted my reader to learn that true fulfillment is seeking passion and not just a paycheck. So when you write with the moral in mind, you'll find that you're motivated to finish your story because it serves a greater purpose. I get so fired up while writing because I'm constantly reminding myself that my books can change someone's life. And in turn, I get messages from readers expressing how they were inspired by my characters or somehow bettered their lives because of obstacles my characters overcame. Why can't your stories do the same? With these morals in mind from the start, my writing journey has been more rewarding and all the more worth it because I know 2 things. My story is told exactly how I want to tell it, and my readers will learn valuable life lessons by reading. So, if you want to get started writing, or if you're having trouble continuing writing, tap into the moral of your story as soon as possible. What do you want your reader to learn? What do you want your reader to gain and apply to their own life? Once you figure out the moral of your story, write it down and pin it to your bulletin board. Paste it on your laptop, and make it your phone wallpaper. You'll find it a whole lot easier to finish the book you started. Just keep writing.